Hi, my name is Ayla Betancourt, and I'm the author of Now and Then Vintage. Commercials from the past decades have varied and changed, and I'm a little curious to see how exactly have they changed. So I'm going to go and talk to a marketing professor here at Our Lady of the Lake University.
Many of the older cartoons, TV shows, and commercials always used a very, very stereotypical image of people of color. And that was because they were afraid of a white backlash against the use of the product or the brand. So when they did do it, it was very stereotypical, usually comical. And so you saw the Frito Bandito that was perpetuated a very negative image of a Latino, that he was always a ladrón. He was always stealing things, being a parking attendant on the moon. He was always, and that's why it was, the Frito Bandito, that he had to just take everything. Oh, and also you had Pepe Le Pew on Bugs Bunny. And so those are some vintage images that were very, very stereotypical to any Latino. The Latino woman was always rolling her R's, and she always had, sometimes she was portly, and she was always very sexy. She was like the seductress. Now back in the day, I was very interested in Aunt Jemima because she was one of the, well, she was the first character to sell things in terms of advertising. So she was before Tony the Tiger. Aunt Jemima was developed because, I guess, they wanted to sell pancakes. The Quaker Oats wanted to sell pancakes. And to sell pancakes, they wanted to have a storyline that went along with the pancakes, especially for the World's Fair that was coming up. And so what they did was they said that there was a colonel, and he was in the Civil War, and all he needed to do was fight and fight so he could get back to his kitchen, so he could sit down and have some good old pancakes and breakfast made by his slave. And from that, they kind of developed that even more into a storyline that also then they hired a person or several people to play a very fast-talking, loud-talking, heavy-set, dark-skinned, animalistic type sometimes of a woman that they called a mammy. And back in the old days, a mammy was a slave woman who would take care of the master's children. And so this image of mammy and feeling, homey, and bringing the home feel and the South and the nostalgia of the way things used to be all together made up Aunt Jemima. So what I have found is over the years that when you have a voice as a consumer, things change. The vintage that many people thought was, these were good days, and back in the 40s and 50s, really they weren't always good days for everybody in every single group. There is, right now, because of the economy, there's a real uncertainty. Because now you have many companies that are doing a lot of business overseas, and many jobs are going overseas, and people are seeing layoffs. They're seeing people lose their homes to foreclosures. They see that people or you yourself are underwater in your home, meaning that you paid, you can't get what you paid for it. Actually, it's worth less than your mortgage. When people have this real uncertainty in terms of instability in the markets and in the economy, there's certain things that they latch onto. They long for the old days, the remember when days. With people who are rebranding themselves, like JCP, you do see